What's up, YouTube? So, Bubba Wallace has been up to all sorts of shenanigans. Let's talk about it. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about Bubba Wallace, and I almost feel dirty talking about it because I'm sick and tired of talking about racial issues, but that seems to be the name of the game here lately. It really sucks because I'd rather cover other things. I'd rather cover Mike Bolton and his goofy butt here lately, or I'd rather talk about Trump and talk about the president or whatnot, but it seems like race is what's being drummed up right now by the mainstream media, and they do it every 4 years. Every 4 years. Last cycle, there was protests in Dallas. There was a mass shooting by a black man in Dallas. This year, it's the COVID-19. It's the George Floyd incident, and now we're drumming up that racial narrative again to get black voters out doing their thing, to vote for leftist liberals. Man. But anyways, hey, before we start talking about this, I want to plug this real quick. Hit the subscribe button if you like my videos. Give me a like. Comment in the comment section below. I'll read that. Talk about this with amongst each other. Also, if you want to hit up my Gmail, give me some suggestions, talk to me, let me know about your day. I might mention it on the video. Links in the description below for my Gmail. But anyways, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, back a week and a half ago, decided that he finally had a problem. He said he didn't have a problem before, but now he has a problem with the Confederate flag and decided to ban it, or decide to mention that to NASCAR. NASCAR conceded and did an outright ban to all Confederate flags at their sporting events, at anything to do with their brand. They don't want the Confederate flag anywhere at all. Now, they tried to do this back in 2015. They tried to discourage it, but they didn't do a ban. But now they're doing a ban, and it's really convenient that they're doing a ban right now. Like, I think last week's the first time they have had any kind of races where there was actually people in the stand, but they did it while the COVID-19 thing was going on. I think it was to avoid a backlash or a boycott from all their fans, man, because a lot of people that go to NASCAR events, they're white. It's a prominently white sport. I don't know why. White people are crazy. And if going 200 miles an hour around a circle track for half the day isn't crazy, I don't know what is. And that's a white person thing. I mean, you can look and see white people are crazy. Everybody knows that. Look at Steve Irwin, look at the Florida guy, look at all these freaking people. But man, Bubba Wallace, this guy got pushed to the front of the line the other day because supposedly there was a noose in his garage. All the drivers, as a sign of solidarity and that they're not racist, they're going to push Bubba Wallace to the front of the pack. Funny thing is, this dude still couldn't win. I mean, can you imagine that? Can you imagine a black race car driver, the only one in NASCAR, finds a racist noose in his garage, and everybody pushes him to the front of the line in solidarity? I mean, they probably would have made a movie out of it or something, and the dude still finished 14th? Like, the drivers came and pushed him to the front of the line and him win. And I think in week 11, he was number 26. This guy sucks at being a race car driver. He is the only black race car driver in NASCAR. If he was just halfway decent, if he could just finish second or third in the chase for the cup, that guy would be a superstar. He would make more money than Jimmy Johnson, I'm telling you. Because NASCAR so wants to portray themselves not a racist sport, and they're not. But for some reason, like John Lemon the other day, whenever he had an interview with Bubba Wallace, act like NASCAR, this was the Berlin Wall. We tore down the wall. NASCAR, the most racist. I mean, he might as well say this. He didn't say this, but he was acting like this was a big deal. Like a bunch of fans were going to freaking lynch Bubba Wallace or break down the barricade and go beat him up because he got the Confederate flag banned. And Don Lemon acted like this was the friggin', oh my gosh, this is such a big deal. And it's not. NASCAR fans are not racist. Yeah, some of them fly the Confederate flag, but there's a difference in perspective here. NASCAR fans, usually from the South, think of the Confederate flag as a means of their heritage. Okay, it's their heritage. They're proud of it. To be a rebel, to stand up against stuff, you know. And I'm not going to get all into that because I've never been one of those people that wave the Confederate flag. I'm just not. I mean, I'm from Oklahoma. A lot of people do. I've just never been that guy. I can care less. Okay, but anyways, that made me mad that Don Lemon acted like that, like this was a big deal, like NASCAR is racist. Everybody wants to say NASCAR is racist, and NASCAR would have made Bubba Wallace rich to the gills if he was any good at race car driving, and he's not. The guy sucks. Anyways, he found a noose, or they found whatever. It was a pull string to pull down the door of the garage. Any person that put a noose in Bubba Wallace's garage would have been the stupidest fool alive, and he would have gave credence to the theory that all Southerners and a bunch of racist rednecks, and they're a bunch of idiots because there's so many cameras around all that equipment. You would have been caught in 5 seconds. But anyways, somebody found this noose in his garage and decided to go report it to him. He decided to say it was a noose and this is a thing of freaking racism or whatever, and it's a freaking hoax. I'm telling you right now, it's a hoax. You look for a pattern here. Colin Kaepernick, benched, sucked. Oh, all of a sudden, I'm going to be a racial advocate. Real convenient. Jesse Smollett, getting let go from Empire and decided to go out and stage a hoax that he got beat up and held onto his Subway sandwich. Like, that guy deserves to be punched. He needs to be punched because he's dumb. And then you got Bubba Wallace, who can't finish a race to save his life, and he decides to do the same thing while he's number 26. I think he figured out, hey, I'm not any good at this race car driving stuff in comparison to the competition, so I better become a racial advocate to save my career. Maybe I can get a sweet Nike deal just like Colin did. I don't understand this. I don't understand how these people can use this. And also, as a white person, like, I feel guilty when I'm going to feel guilty now when I buy freaking rope. It was first tiki torches back during Charleston. Now I can't buy rope anymore. How the heck am I going to tie up all these women? It just baffles me. I don't know why this stuff is happening. I don't know why I feel so icky talking about racial stuff all the time, because it's dumb. I want to get over it. Another thing I've noticed, that every single one of these guys' parents are white. Like, I think Jason Smollett's dad he kind of looks like he might be Italian or something, but definitely he looked like the only whitehead in the family photos. And Colin Kaepernick, white parents. Bubba Wallace, white dad. And in fact, like, once I heard that, I didn't even know there was a black NASCAR driver, but once I heard there was, I was like, oh dude, his dad's white. Sure enough, his dad's white. Because whenever, like, around here, racing is a big cultural thing, especially in Oklahoma. There's a dirt track everywhere, okay? And you don't see no black folks, no black Americans at a dirt track. You just don't see it. I don't know if it's a poverty thing, like they can't afford it, because race car driving is expensive as all get out, and there's only a few people that can afford to do it. You have to own like a machine shop or something like that around where I come from. The rest of us are a bunch of poor people in the stands, but it's super expensive. I mean, you got to pay for your own tires, you got to pay for your engine if it goes out, you got to be able to wrench on it. I mean, it's an expensive sport. I knew that his daddy was freaking white the minute I heard that, and the minute I seen his picture of him and stuff, and seen his features, I knew his daddy was white. But there's a pattern there too. And I'm telling you right now, these white folks with these black kids, they're pumping their kids up. Because everybody knows that, like, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. A lot of white folks around the break room and stuff like that, they know that it sometimes pays to be black, especially whenever you're entering college. Their kids, I mean, my kids are going to have to score a lot better on their ACTs and SATs in order to get accepted in college over a black kid. You know, it's just a fact of life. Chinese people have to, or Asian folks, they have to do even better than that. And they got a lawsuit with Harvard right now. And I'm glad, because we need equality. If you want equality, have equality, okay? Because this stuff isn't working. This stuff isn't working. It starts animosity between races, okay? This whole affirmative action stuff. Not only that, it screws over young black Americans, especially the men. It screws them over, and I'm going to explain why. Because whenever I'm an employee and I look and I see a black man there and I gotta fill a quota, not to seem racist, I look at those black applicants and I'm going to pick the person with the most experience, the most consistent track record as far as employment. The reason being is because I know that I'm subject to a lawsuit if I go and fire this person. And that's how it is. And I've seen it at my own job. So I know this is true. And what it does is the black Americans that are younger with no experience, it doesn't get their foot in the door. I think Thomas Sowell said the same thing, but I'm not sure. But it keeps them from getting their foot in the door to get that experience. And it doesn't work. And like I said, it just starts animosity between racial groups. And I'm like for getting over this stuff. I'm sick and tired of it. Like, I hate talking about it. I hate making videos about it. That seems all there is. It's just stupid. This is stupid. I mean, we're all born in the image of God, right? And Christ said that God's a spirit. I mean, the amount of melanin in your skin doesn't freaking matter. You're still a spiritual being. You still got a conscience. All of us do. Whether you're black, white, yellow, red, or whatever. I mean, I'm not one of those people that go around saying, I don't see color. I do. I mean, it's right in front of my face. But I try to judge people by, what they say and how they act. That's what I try to do. I try to judge people or make judgments on people, about people, by their character. But obviously Bubba Wallace is not of good character. I'm sick and tired of these athletes and people that are prominent in American entertainment jumping on a racial justice bandwagon every time they suck at their jobs. It's horrible. But anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Sorry I didn't make a video, another video last week, but I'm just exhausted. I'm trying to get this podcast up and running. It's coming soon. I have to go ahead and do some stuff with my rental property. I have a rental property that I just bought to try to supplement my income, to try to build this podcast a little bit faster. But man, I appreciate you early upstarts, man, those people that started subscribing early on in this, because like I said, I'm not even the face of this podcast. It's going to be my two friends. They're hilarious. I need to start making videos with them. That way you guys can see where this is going to go. It's going to be more of a comedy podcast than this political thing. I didn't decide. I didn't want it to go with, I didn't want this to be the premises of the podcast, but I like to talk about current events and I like to follow certain things. But hey guys, God bless you guys. God bless your family. Please give me a subscribe. Give me a like. It keeps me encouraged. It keeps me pumped up to do this thing, okay? So, much love to you guys and your families. God bless you. Peace.